Hello, hello, hello. We're going to review a video titled Landfill and Lana Get Thrown Out of Post Office in Tuscaloosa, Give Up ID, Then Throw a Temper Tantrum. The host of what we're reviewing is literally throwing a temper tantrum. He's been a constant temper tantrum since I first became aware of him, which, by the way, was when he was talking about post offices. He said like 3 or 4 nights in a row, a post office is not government property. A post office is not a government entity. A post office is not government. He went on and on and on for about 4 nights in a row about how post offices were a commercial enterprise. And you look back up, it was like October, November, I can't remember exactly when, which is when I first came into contact with Mr. Kaiser. I did the subscription thing so I could comment on it because on the fifth night, he was he was critiquing a video where the frauditor, auditor, whatever you want to call him, puts a cigarette out on the ground in the parking lot of the post office. He says, oh, and by the way, you can't smoke on government property. Well, I called him out on that, and he threw a side temper tantrum about something about me getting views off his back. I learned so much about this guy since then, and he's lying and contradicting himself all the time. But did I already cover it? Yeah, we got 3 people who do not want to be on YouTube. Therefore, Mikey qualifies them as victims because they're on a YouTube monetized channel, which is what they are right now. As I show them, they're not being monetized. The original is monetized and the critiquer is monetized. Hey, Mikey, if you really believe they're victims because they're unwillingly on a YouTube channel for money and without their permission, you need to either pay them their share or fog their faces out. You need to stop being lazy and redoing what you're complaining others are doing and not do anything about it, except throwing your little temper tantrum. Let's continue.
Can't take pictures in here, please turn your camera off.
Ma'am, y'all have somebody locked in your lobby that's trying to get out. Shut up.
If you say one more word like that, you're going for disorderly conduct.
First, freedom of speech.
Yeah, it's subject to time, place, and manner.
All right, the time, place, and manner is a post office. What is up with that? He keeps wearing polo shirts with T-shirts underneath. Is that some sort of, just asking her, is that some sort of medical condition, or are you just waiting to get arrested by the fashion police? Asking for a friend.
And you need to start reading about fighting words a little more closely.
Okay, should I critique the fighting words thing? Let's try and skip this this bullshit that someone else did for me and never paid them for. All right, enough. All right, you guys. Frauditor. Okay.
Hey guys, good morning. Now today we're going to be looking at Old Landfill. That's right, Russell, also known as Georgia Transfattery.
All right,
And
you cannot critique something without shaming people. Georgia's Transparency is overweight, but Mike will dig and dig and dig and dig on that. Let me explain why Georgia Transparency is overweight. He is a veteran, not just any veteran, he's a combat veteran. Not just any combat veteran, he's a combat wounded veteran. You know, like that bullshit you used to say about yourself. He's 100% disabled by the VA's grading scale. And when you're 100% disabled, your metabolism changes. What you're doing is you're not just body shaming, but you're making fun of a medical situation. So cry me a river that people are making fun of your medical situation. By the way, when mommy came in and closed the laptop computer because you had some kind of episode, some are saying seizures, some are saying a drug withdrawal, some are saying a drug overdose. I admit it, I have no idea which. You and JJ are all upset because people are making fun of that medical emergency. JJ's words, medical emergency. I gotta ask, and it's rhetorical because we all know the answer. Was 911 called? Did mommy ever pick up a phone and call 911 for the medical emergency? It's rhetorical. No, she didn't. Did mom rush you to the emergency room? No, she didn't. Let's redefine medical emergency, maybe, but let's continue.
And he's going to go playing around in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and he doesn't like that he wasn't allowed to do whatever the hell he wanted to do because he saw it on YouTube. And he just doesn't understand how the law actually works. But that's okay. He's a moron. I mean, come on now. You're talking about somebody who's trespassed from a damn landfill because they wouldn't let him eat.
Let him eat. There it is again. This is why when we critique you and your followers, we say things like, come Thirsty Jones. Is that our level of humor? No, but do we react to your level of humor and their level of humor? Yes. Come Thirsty Jones. Vessel of Piss. Vessel of Piss is another one. She harasses people via email. She's a nobody. Both these people claim to be troll hunters or troll bringers of karma to trolls and frauditors. And going to your level of speech, these people who follow you to that level are pieces of shit. You are a piece of shit. JJ is a piece of shit. And yes, we're going to make fun of you. We're going to make fun of your names. We're going to make fun of your medical situations because it's literally what you do. So we're just bringing back what you dish out. Deal with it, bitch.
Russell, you're a moron. Enjoy, folks.
From finding a flag in what appeared to be upside down, postal employees appearing to lie that we caused a disturbance, to what we believe to be the most uneducated and ignorant police officers in Alabama. We were criminally trespassed from federal property and forced to surrender our Fourth Amendment rights just because police wanted to identify us.
No, you were required to ID because you were criminally trespassed off government property, moron.
Huh. There it is. Now a post office is government property. Huh. Remember when I first met Mr. Kaiser in chat? Remember when he went off on me because I'm not going to get views off his back? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, why the flip-flop on whether or not the post office is government property. Mikey, you contradicted yourself again, and all through this critique of this video, you fat shame, you medical shame, you make up childish nicknames. Yes, Wrangler is a type of gene that hugs one's nuts. You're a nut hugger. You hug nuts. Why am I saying that? Because I'm coming down to your level of articulation. That's a big word for you, isn't it? Articulation. Okay. Why do I call JJ scar tissue? Because I'm coming down to your level. Vessel of Piss. Come Thirsty Jones. Why do I point out the fact that Final Girl is e-begging or has been e-begging to catch up on the rent, while your other channel lovers are making fun of people outside your channel asking for help with the rent? You get it? There's a polite way to critique these things. In fact, let me show you.
The camera. What do you do with the camera? You can't record it.
Oh, just taking some pictures right quick.
You can't take pictures in here. Please turn the camera off.
Oh.
You need to leave the building. You need to leave.
He said you need to leave the building. Georgia Transparency, I'm now critiquing you. When someone who manages the property tells you to leave the building, I am in a school of thought that you should leave the building. I can say Georgia Transparency is wrong, or I can say I disagree with his decision here. And without fat shaming him, without medically shaming him, without coming up with clever nicknames like that idiotic presidential candidate, former President Donald Trump. A sign of a lack of maturity is people who do that. Yes, I do it, and is it an excuse? Is it not an excuse? I don't know. The fact is, I do come back in response to your level of articulation, your level of maturity on coming up with insults for people, just to give it back. Do I really think Come Thirsty Jones thirsts for cum? Not really, because the fact is, she's all on your little tiny, eeny-beady little microscopic dick. She knows damn well she's not going to get any cum out of that. That shit's dried up. Yeah, am I making fun of Mikey's dick? Yes. Mikey failed basic training not once, but twice. And here he is making fun of a combat veteran, a combat wounded veteran who has a medical condition which has lowered his metabolism. And yes, that tends to put on the pounds. But yeah, he's going to fat shame him, and because he's insecure. He's insecure about having accomplished nothing in his whole life. He'll ask people, well, what has Georgia Transparency accomplished? He fought for the country. What has Dumbwaiter accomplished? Well, more than you. Hell, he's done more than you with having dropped out of high school. Well, at least that's what you tell us. You keep telling us over and over again, he dropped out of high school. Yet, guess who doesn't live with? His mommy. Okay? Which is something you make fun of people all the time for. You live in your mommy's basement. Hell, you accused me of living in my mom's basement. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's how you roll. That's how we're gonna roll all over you. Yeah. I don't know all of these people's accomplishments, but hey, someday come up on my panel and tell us your accomplishments. I know why you won't, because every time you've come up on panels in your past and told us about your accomplishments, 100% of your accomplishments have been proven to be lies. No Purple Hearts. No Humvees doing 70 miles an hour. No rank of staff sergeant. No deployments. None of that. It's all been lies. And in your insecurity about your lies, you go after people metaphorically and dehumanize them with this bullshit. One of my favorites is you pretend, for the sake of Kim Kennedy and her son, you pretend to be a champion of LGBTQ rights. We know that's bullshit because one of my favorite Mikey Kaiser quotes is in reference to, I believe it was for public safety, talking to some people just out of the distance of the camera. And he says, look at him talking to his homophobic butt buddies. He doesn't even think about what he's saying. Homophobic butt buddy. Homophobes were referring to homosexuals as butt buddies to dehumanize them. How do homosexuals have sex? Well, there's a couple ways, and yeah. All right, homophobic butt buddy. Do you ever stop and listen to what you say? Do you ever come back and apologize? Oh, that came out wrong. Oh, yes, you do. In fact, very recently, and it's coming out in the, yeah. No, I don't want to give that away. You have to watch at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, noon Central Time, or later when it's a recording, when it's a video. I'm going to call you out on a bunch of shit. I'm going to call JJ out on a bunch of shit. And I'll even admit some of my own shit. Because, yeah, none of us are perfect. None of us are beyond reproach. And we all err in typos, and we all err in speech. And some of us actually correct ourselves and own what we did. You don't own your shit. Guess what, Mikey? Your shit stinks. Not just as bad as others, but worse than others. Cheerio.